seismic reflection data, which is a sort of an imaging method, not different from what you usually use for medical method. And so this method sends waves in the surface, and these waves are reflected back in the surface, and we record them and create images of the layers. And this is pretty high resolution. It's the same method that the industry uses to find oil and gas.
So what did you find?
What we found is that the faults that have become active in 2008 and are still active today seem to have deformed the layers in the subsurface, in the basement, and very old layers, and their activity seems to stop at layers that are about 300 million years old. All the layers that the rocks that are younger than that don't seem to be deformed, suggesting that the faults have been quiet until they were reawakened in recent years. And that suggests that these faults were geologically speaking dead, and because we don't see any difference in the geological processes that have been occurring recently, the only cause that might have reawakened them that we can evoke is man-made activity.
Are these earthquakes projected to get worse if fracking continues?
Again, fracking is not the processes that is causing these earthquakes.
It's the wastewater.
Think is wastewater injection, which is a byproduct of the fracking process, but it's not the fracking it is not the fracking process that generates this earthquake. So that's something that needs to be clarified. There is a lot of confusion right now about this. And if we think that if these industry practices are not regulated, there is no reason to believe that this activity is not, the earthquake activity is not going to subside.
Okay, what if the wastewater continues?
It's to be injected.
To being
Yes. So if we think that if the injection of wastewater at the rate and volumes that are occurring today continues, there is no reason to believe that the earthquake will be subsiding.
Okay. Just an off question, and I'm taking you by surprise. I don't know if you know anything about the subject, but we were also wondering about sinkholes. Do you know anything about the relationship between sinkholes and this sort of activity going on?
Well, sinkholes are a karstic phenomenon. It's the dissolution of the carbonate by fluvial, rainwater, and so that is not necessarily due to injection of wastewater, and might not be related to that.
Okay.
And it's a natural phenomenon that might be related to the retreat of aquifers that might exacerbate the problem.
And has your study made any recommendations for going forward in the future?
We did. We actually just started the process. We just to remind you, these studies corroborate the results of previous studies. So scientifically speaking, we don't expect to see a lot of pushback from other scientists. We propose a different method to study the process, and we did not make recommendation. We think that the regulatory agencies will need to obviously take action if we are to see of the
All right. Dr. Magnani, thank you very much for being on the program. You've given us a lot of information, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Looking to get fit for the new year?
Yes.
Listen to this next interview with Mr. Steve Gallington.
Yes, well, I am a avid cyclist, for those of you who don't know me, and what we have in studio today is we have Ivan Fuentes, who is the communications director for Bike Houston. Houston has got a very vibrant and growing cycling community, and first of all, Ivan, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, and I'm actually wearing my Bike Houston T-shirt today. I've got from the this year's Moonlight Ramble, which is how long has Bike Houston sponsored Moonlight Ramble? It's been
I think we inherited maybe for about 15 or so years.
Yeah.
Somebody's probably going to correct me when I get back to the office
sure.
on that one. But yes, but it's been going on now for 45.
45 years, yeah. And so the Moonlight Ramble, basically, it starts in downtown Houston. In previous years, it starts at midnight, goes to 2:30 in the morning, and everybody decorates their bikes and puts lights on it. And usually it's when there's a full moon. It's beautiful. And as I've often found out, is that people say to me, they'll say, "Why do you ride your bike? It's so hot and humid all the time." I said, "Well, this is one time when it's actually very pleasant when you can go out and ride your bike at night." So, so Ivan, give me a little bit of background on, and everybody a background on Bike Houston and kind of what your mission is.
Well, Bike Houston is a bicycle advocacy organization. We're a nonprofit. Originally started with passionate volunteers, and we're now a staff of 5.5 of full-time employees that are working every day to make Houston a more bike-friendly city.
Cool. And so, what kind of things do you do in order to make Houston a bike-friendly city?
One of the things that it's significant is getting the bike plan pass. It's just something that we did earlier this year in March. It was the first bike plan that Houston has had in over 20 years. And now what our job is going to be is implementation, education, and enforcement.
Okay. And most recently you were telling me that you're working on a city ordinance about parking in bike lanes.
Well, not necessarily working. We're in talks because one of the things that we found is that currently, as it stands, there's really nothing against biking. Against parking. On a bike lane where there's an existing bike lane. There's no ordinance or state law that prohibits that, and so it often causes cars to block bike lanes, and can sometimes be a little safety hazard for the cyclists.
So in addition to the Moonlight Ramble, do you do any other rides or to get awareness out?
Yes, actually. So we do our outreach events where we go to other cycling events. We attach ourselves to those. We go and reach out to people that do critical mass, and we also do a member ride out of different bike shops that are partners of ours on the third Thursday of every month.
Okay, fantastic. And so, what's critical mass? It's an evening ride, isn't it?
Yes, that is.
And are they getting too big?
No, that's gonna be subjective. So because critical mass, that's the point for it to get big. So to reach its critical mass. But what it is just a once a month, almost activist awareness ride that is non-leader based. We are just there to support and educate the new riders and let them know about what we do and try to get them to become advocates for us and become our voice in their neighborhood.
Okay.
I just have a quick question. Are you all active in trying to get people involved with putting on lights? This is one thing I noticed. A lot of bikers do not have lights. And
Yes.
I almost want to stop and say, hey, let me go to the dollar store and buy you a light.
As a matter of fact, we literally do that once a month. We have a light distribution ride where we set out to different neighborhoods in the city and we stop cyclists that are riding without their lights, and we do that exactly what you want to do. We do it, and we're currently looking for sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. And also very big advocates on making sure people are wearing helmets. So the Moonlight Ramble, for example, you can't ride unless you have a helmet, and then they've got sponsors that will actually make sure that your helmet is fitted properly and so forth. So, Ivan, thank you very much for coming in today. BikeHouston.org is the website, and Ivan is the communications director. You can reach out to them. The phone number's there, and find out what they're doing. And so that was the People's News for Wednesday. And thank you very much thanks
Doc
Dr.
Pete.
And thanks Stacy. Stacy Davis, Steve Gallington, Patrick on the board and giving us weather and traffic. And thanks again, Ivan, for being here.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you. That was awesome. That was
Thank you
painless.
for coming.